What's going on, guys? It's X. Today I'm here to bring you a brand new video, and this time we're going to take a look at 6 trading card games that are going to release in 2023 that I think are going to be pretty neat. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start by doing this by going through all the websites of these 6 card games, and I'm going to go over their website and kind of look over things, excuse me. So first off, we're going to look at the TCGs that are going to drop this year exclusively in Japan, but might come over to the West at some time, either the end of this year or sometime next year. So first off, we have Union Arena, which is going to release in March of 2023. Now, this is basically a White Schwartz kind of clone of all of Bandai's TCGs or Bandai's IPs that they have access to. For example, the first thing they've shown is Code Geass, they have Jujutsu Kaisen, they have Hunter x Hunter, and all the ones upcoming, they have Demon Slayer, Idolmaster, Tales of Arise, which means they have the Tales series, obviously, Slime, Bleach, and My Hero will drop at a later date. The first one's a Code Geass, Jujutsu Kaisen, Hunter x Hunter, and there's a lot of interesting things here. So if you see at the website, they have I thought that was actually like the play button? No, it's not the play button actually. I thought it was like, how to play or whatnot, but I guess not. But they have ads and everything. I thought they were like, okay, I have no idea what's going on there, but yes, they have a preview for the actual game itself, kind of how to play, which I'm assuming is there, but I just didn't press the right button. Yeah, they kind of like show bits of how to play the game, the artwork, etc., like casual stuff right there. So if we go to right here, I'm assuming this would be, yes, this is the how to play guide. So there's an actual, actual list of how to play the game right here that also comes with it, which, you go through, but I've already done that in other videos, so right now it's not really necessary. So we have how to play, we have all the things, we have the original announcement. There's also going to be teaching sessions in Japan later, which is going to be neat. And they also have a news thing for everything too, all about upcoming things. Idolmaster, Shining Colors, Demon Slayer, all this information of products up and coming and sets releasing soon. And there's more there. The link to the Twitter. All these TCGs, all these websites will be linked in the description of the video, and you can always go and check them out yourself, double checking. But why am I excited for Union Arena? Simply put, it's something that Bandai, surprisingly, it's kind of weird how like most games never really did this before, and then all of a sudden we have Build Divide Bright, and then we have Union Arena, who is actually going to do this, where they take the IPs under their, the series and IPs under their wing, and actually makes a game out of them to, help promote not only these IPs but also make a game out of them themselves. Which, up to really like only really Weiss has really done it and succeeded to the level. So I think now these companies are trying to actually make a stab at trying to break into that Weiss market, since there's only really like one person, and you can probably break that monopoly. I'm not gonna be honest. So that's why I'm interested in it. Pretty much, it's just the effectiveness. So second game on the list, I talked about Build Divide Bright. Yeah, I know I've talked about Build Divide multiple times. Build Divide Bright's not really a new game, but one, it kind of is, considering it's a brand new format, and two, it's my video, I can do whatever I want. So let's talk about Build Divide Bright. If you didn't see my previous video about Build Divide Bright news and whatnot, Build Divide Bright is a brand new format, quote unquote, where they're going to take IPs from Aniplex related shows, because this is owned by Aniplex, and they are going to actually make, basically like a Weiss Schwartz version of the base Build Divide similar mechanics, similar similar everything pretty much. So it's really like, if you know how to play Build Divide, you will know how to play Bright. And if you start by playing Bright, you will also know how to play Build Divide regularly. It's just a difference of arts, basically, right? Build Divide will still be its own thing going forward, and will still have its own unique sets, but Bright will be more collab based, right? So it has, so right here, You power works gather one after another. Your favorite character is your partner, and the recommended character is even more shining, straight your cards with the effect right. Now they also have like little teasers to show you what the cards will look like, how normal units play, how the territories will go, how they also kind of give a little. They also give it a little like tutorial about everything. It's like, hey, here is how cards work. Here's everything there. Here's how life system works, etc., etc. Here's how trigger system works, and etc., etc. Like basically just all right there. They also kind of tell you about like alternate arts and rarities and etc. All that other like important collector stuff that's important in the game as well. More news on that. And they showed that the first one for the set will be Licorice Recoil in February 24th of this year. So, late February, Build Divide will get a pseudo reboot of sorts, which I think is pretty neat. I think Build Divide needed another push, which is why I'm pretty excited for this. I'm kind of like concerned about what's going to happen to the future of the base game, but if they say that, this is going to be a separate thing, and we've seen because of the upcoming Sword Online collab with Build Divide regular, it makes sense that it's going to keep going. Now the question is, will this help? I don't know. Will this become more popular? I don't know either. We just have to wait and see. So that's my thoughts. Next set will be Gurren Lagann, based on the series, and eventually they will have Bocchi the Rock and Nier Automata version 1.1a, which Bocchi the Rock is very popular right now, so it makes sense. And Nier Automata is Nier Automata. I don't know what's going on with that anime, but that's kind of interesting. Next on the list is going to be games that are releasing in English from Japan. Technically. You'll see technically why. But first, we officially got the announcement late last year of Shadowverse Evolve releasing. And Shadowverse Evolve, if you don't know, is a paper version of the Shadowverse. Shadowverse Evolve, if you don't know, is a paper version of the Shadowverse TCG, which is a online card game, based on the same name, which is taking a bunch of original cards as well as side games, mainstays, and slapping them together and creating their own card game, similar to Hearthstone, I guess you could say. We've all said that before. So we have the news, we have the trailer right here about the original announcement. Right, we're gonna see artworks. We have Lucifer. We have, you see, just basically they're showing you what the cards look like compared to their online forms and how they change, right? And this is different because the rules are actually different in Shadowverse Evolve. Shadowverse Evolve actually has the ability to have interactions, such as certain cards have been changed to have the ability to be able to be played on your opponent's turn. So you have more back and forth interaction in the game besides the online game, which is meant to be just played on your phone and you just move on, play your turn, then let your opponent pass, they play their turn, then going back and forth until one of you is dead. That's pretty much the whole thing. So that's why Shadowverse Evolve is really kind of different in that way. They have a products scene, which products tab will come over here, and if it'll load, yes. The official announcement of Set 1 will be June 30th. So June 30th will be the official release of Shadowverse Evolve, which is pretty nice. Not for me, because that is pretty much where a whole bunch of stuff's going crazy. But June 30th, as well as Star Decks 1 through 6 will also release. Another thing that's also different about Shadowverse Evolve is Shadowverse Evolve, in Shadowverse, there are concurrently 8 different archetypes in Shadowverse. You have Forest, Sword, Forestcraft, Swordcraft, Portalcraft, Shadowcraft, Runecraft, Bloodcraft, Havencraft. Did I say Runecraft already? Oh, Dragoncraft. Yeah, you have all those 8 ones. In Shadowverse Evolve, they've knocked them down to 6. Portalcraft is now been basically split into whatever cards would fit with other decks and stuff. While Shadowcraft and I believe Bloodcraft have been fused into a new a new craft called Nightmare Craft, which is basically Shadow and Rune put together, which that's also interesting. So there's a lot of changes from the original Shadowverse Evolve game, from the original Shadowverse Evolve, I'm about to say it twice, from the original Shadowverse to Shadowverse Evolve, to try and make it more understandable for the common audience, and to, basically just to try and like shake up the formula from the original game, just to see what, basically just experiment, and to put the entire, I've lost my train of thought. I was going so well too. Basically, it's just really here to just, to experiment, to see how back and forth goes, to really expand on Shadowverse game mechanics besides from the normal game, which I think is cool. On to the next game, where I say so back when remember I said kinda. So this is where the next game is. The next game will be Battlespirit Saga, which will officially release sometime in, I forgot when the actual date came in. I am so sorry. I saw the date. I think we got a date, but I don't know. But it is coming sometime in mid-2023. I know that. I think it should be under the products tab that tells us everything. For release in April. Yes, April 23. March will be the pre-release. That's the whole thing. Alright, so that's basically it for Battlespirit Saga. So Battlespirit Saga is a reboot somewhat of the Battlespirits game. More specifically for the Western audience. It is a game that has been a very popular game in Japan for a long time. It had a stint here in the West, but it unfortunately fell off. Unfortunately, because I wish I knew it existed, because I really want those those Gundam cards that dropped. That'd been cool. But it's been a long time in the West, and it's been very popular. I mean, in Japan and the East, and it's finally making its second chance here in the West, but with a new coat of paint. Basically taking the Battlespirits name, giving it a brand new thing, changing game mechanics, changing card size, changing a lot of things basically about Battlespirits to, just to differentiate itself from its original counterpart and try and make the game fresh and new. Because this is a long game. So we're effectively starting fresh. So, Battlespirit Saga has different realm colors, etc. And we go to the website, it tells you all the cards about, spirits, Seaworm, how Nexuses work, how magic works. Yeah, there's 3 types: spirit, Nexus, and magic. Spirits are monsters, Nexuses are effectively kind of like field spells, and magics are just like normal spells. The game will have 4 colors: red, purple, white, and yellow. They each have their own gameplay style, and you can also mix and master. It uses a core system, which is unique to how Battlespirits plays. You basically use the cores to power up your actual cards and abilities to gain more powerful effects, and they ramp up over time. And then you have a special core, which is the soul core, which is a very powerful soul core when you get it. So, also goes with products. It'll tell you about the booster packs, the card list, and the cards in the starter decks and core set when they're finally done. It also tells you about the competitions that are going to come. You see tutorials and whatnot, right? You go here, there's a game, there's start, the tutorial, all the rules, the events for demo decks, and the road tour, locations for early adopter stores or stores that are going to have it, info for upcoming retailers, and just more information about the whole thing. You have a detailed view of how the sets will break down, common commons, rares, uncommons, cross rares, saga rares, how much a booster pack will cost, how many booster packs are in a set. You have all the information the starter decks are going to release. You have a special core set will give you base things for how to actually get into the game, increase your cores for other decks you might play, has more promos, etc, etc. So there's a lot of information about Battlespirit Saga that's going to drop. I've also done a video about the rules of Battlespirit Saga. You can always check that out. And I think Battlespirit Saga is probably going to be a really big game. This is also done by Bandai, who does Dragon Ball Super, Digimon, and what was the third game? Oh yeah, One Piece. You know, the game that's currently like the big hotness. So that's, you know, Bandai has done a good job of actually being able to prove that they can have multiple games running throughout the year. You know, which I think is admirable. And lastly, we are going to go over 2 games that are going to release in the West pretty much exclusively, and then might go to Japan later. So first off, we're going to talk about a game that I was pretty interesting when I saw these little ads, and you know, after kind of doing some more research, I decided to finally like kind of look into it more and be interested. That is Grand Archive. Grand Archive is a TCG with the anime art style from the West, and it'll be released in stores sometime early 2023, which everything's there. So you have these cards that you see right here. They're going across the screen, and it's kind of showing the art style, right? It's very similar to, say, Vanguard or, you know, other Japanese TCGs, which, you know, show the art primarily and have a smaller box to kind of like, you know, do anything, right? You know, very similar to Rush Duels, Vanguard, in terms of the art takes center stage primarily, but it also is clean enough where you can understand what's going on in the words. Simple as that. And so they said there's limitless deck building. You know, you have 24 basic deck archetypes to explore from set. The decks are over 60 cards. There's a lot of information it's telling you straight up on the thing, right? You can also use elements that tell you what to do, and they do actually tell you that, you know, straight up, like, there's transparency with collecting cards in a set, right? So they tell you about what a card, you know, what card respectively would be like, you know. So for you collectors, that's actually a really big thing. So, you know, that's real information. They have a tutorial area that tells you all that stuff. They got a quick start guide, what the game rules are, how the game plays, everything. They have more different articles about news and events, and etc. Everything events that are going to happen. I probably should look more into this later. And then we also have a champions thing, which is how like most of the big characters kind of go. I think it's 6 to load, right? So I've got characters they've already announced, and characters that can eventually come in. I know Sylvie was just recently revealed. Tristan was also another one. Merlin as well. There's a lot of characters that actually exist in Grand Archive that, you know, a lot of like fans, anime can enjoy, while also kind of having this Magic the Gathering type of play style, if you like that. So that's really good. And then last but not least, we will finally talk about the TCG from the biggest company here, Disney Lorcana. Made by Ravensburger, using Disney's IPs. This is one of the hypest ones in terms of like Western appeal so far on the list, and it's simply because Disney. Now, granted, to be fair, the artwork they have shown of this game is very good. It is a very interesting game. It has, Ravensburger has worked with Disney in the past, so they have a working relationship that hopefully does not fall apart. It also has MTG based designers, you know, from the good era Magic Gathering, as you can say, that have come to also work on things and everything. We have a little like trailer right here. Just make sure it's good, right? Gives you a little teaser of what the game, nice little image and whatnot. Got Mickey Mouse, Michael the Mouse right there, and a lot of things. Unfortunately, all we know is that all we know is the first actual product will be the first chapter, which is the first set, and in that first set it will be 3 starter decks, Moana and Mickey, Cruella and I forgot who this dude was, and then Ariel, I forgot her name, Sleeping Beauty, and the Lion King will also be there, and the booster packs which have different alternate artworks. Right, it will tell you information about the starter decks. Decks will be 60 cards, including 2 4 cards of the of the actual characters on the front, 11 tokens, a rule book, and an extra booster pack to expand your collection, which will also go with the actual information about what's in the booster packs, which will be 12 cards, 6 commons, 3 uncommons, 2 rares, and one of them will be foil. And then there will be a jump-in set, which will be 2 oversized foil cards, 2 playable foil versions of said cards, 34 game tokens, and 4 booster packs, as well as like a additional like boost set. And then there'll be a straight up a Luminar's Trove, which will include storage box, 2 deck boxes, 8 booster packs, 15 tokens, and a player's guide. So it'll be like if you want to like build the deck off scratch, you can do that. So that's most of the information. There'll also have cards, deck box, playmats, portfolios, you know, all that stuff. The only thing we don't know really is how the game plays, but that will come sometime in the next couple months when we get into con season, where they'll actually like show you how the game plays and all its effectiveness. So yeah, I say like these are just like a bunch of TCGs. These are just 6, right? There are only 6 TCGs that are going to drop sometime this year, and I think that's kind of crazy. And that's only 6. There are way more TCGs that are going to drop sometime this year. So if I missed any, you know, hey, please put them in the comments below. Let me know. And if you like more TCG content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.